Do you know what success really looks like? Because I guarantee you don't. Hey, Jason here, and you've been watching the channel, you've been seeing me go around Joburg, and most importantly, you've been seeing me talk about success, what it is, how to get it, and the three areas that I focus on: happiness, health, and wealth. And so, the question for today is, do you know what success really looks like? Most people are probably like, yeah, I know, but the truth is you don't. Success is the progressive realization of a worthy idea. Now, the problem with that definition that most people don't understand is progressive. You have to start somewhere. So many people think progressive means starting from the happy point. No, it means starting from the shit that you're in right now. That is the progression. You have to slowly progress out of the shit that you're in to get into the place that you want to be. And so let me just give you my personal story on how did I become successful at being able to travel the world. Now, it was not an easy start. It was actually really freaking hard. It was challenging. It actually came to the point where, at that time, I thought it was going to destroy my marriage. And at the point, I'll actually be honest, because Cece's not here anymore. There was a point where I told her, I was like, look, man, I'm sorry. I can't be the man that you want to be. Like, I wish I could be that loving, caring husband that you wanted, but something's fucked up with me. I'm fucked up. And I kept telling her, I was like, yo, I don't know what's wrong with me. I'm fucked up, man. I don't get it. And I was like, going to the war, it messed something up for me. There was just something that wasn't right anymore. And I didn't understand what was going on. Cece, helped me. And she was like, look, I'm not divorcing you. Like, we're staying together. And this conversation happened when we went on our first, no, it was our only trip to California. We went to Los Angeles, and our sister went with us. And I love my sister. Love my sister. She's such an amazing person. Very talented, hard worker. One of the hardest workers I ever met in my life. I'm like, girl, you definitely an old soul, because no one can't say you're not a hard worker. I'm pretty sure she's working 3 or 4 jobs right now, which is just crazy to me. And what most people didn't know at that time with me is that I was battling PTSD symptoms, severe anxiety and OS, depression, and all of that stuff very deeply. Um, so because we kept it pretty secret, and Chantel hid it from a lot of people, and because she knew I wasn't comfortable with it. The few times when people were around me, they probably thought I was crazy or like I didn't like them, and it wasn't the truth. The truth was, it's like there were times where I would get very overwhelmed, and I didn't know what was going on. I couldn't vocalize what I was feeling or what was going through my head. And so I remember clearly when we went to Los Angeles, we went to Chinatown. And I thought I was good at that time. I really did. I thought I was getting in a better place. I was being med compliant. I promised CC, I was like, yo, I promise I'll take the medications. I'll do everything in the book. I'm going to give it a try. I'm going to really give it a try and try this out. So I was doing my psych meds, doing everything. And so I was like, okay, I'm doing it. So this got to work. It's got to be good. We went to LA. We went to the China Market, I think it's called, or China District. I don't remember the name of it. And I remember clearly now, but when it happened, I wasn't aware. Someone brushed my back. And at that time, I was very hyper vigilant, meaning I couldn't have too many people to my back, because if something happened, it would give me a flashback, or I'll get triggered as if I'm back in Iraq watching videos of people being killed, shit like that, without going into big detail. And so when those moments would happen, I would go to my baseline, and my baseline at that time was anger. And it was just severe anger, meaning like, you don't need to be within a visual shot of me, because you're going to get the wrath of my anger. And it still actually pushes up today a little. It's just not the intensity of what it was. And it's also not as uncontrollable as what it was. And it's still something I'm improving on. Like, this is one thing I want to like really get people to see is like, I am constantly improving on becoming a better version of Jason. Like, I want to be a better vibration of Jason than this human shell, this avatar. And so when it happened, like, I feel bad for my sister, because she shouldn't have experienced it, and there was nothing of her causing, but she was on the brunt end. Her and Chantel were on the brunt end of my anger at that time, and I was ashamed of it, man. Like I remember, I think our sister went to the pool or something, and Chantel came in and she chopped to me because she knew how to calm me down. She knew how to calm me and talk to me, and so she could analyze and diagnose. Okay, he's at this level now. Let me start moving him down a little. Okay, now he's here. Let me move him down a little more. And so from that, me and her were talking. I told her, I was like, "Look, man, I'm sorry, man. Like, you deserve a better husband. You deserve someone who can give you the world that'll make you happy." And she was like, "You do make me happy." She was like, "You just don't realize it." And she's like, "We'll get through this." And man, people don't understand, man. Like, it's easy to look at people from the outside and think like, "Oh, everything's perfect." You don't know the hell and the turmoil people are going through on the inside. And most of the time, we can't vocalize this shit. And then the other side of that is, how many people are really talking about in these videos? It's easy to go here and put out videos of chicks in a nightclub. It's easy to put out videos of drinking and having all of this fun and bullshit, supposedly. But how many people are talking about the real shit that people are dealing with on a daily basis? How many people are talking about depression? How many people are talking about anxiety? How many people are talking about the bad parts of their marriage when they were married? Like, not too many people want to talk about. There's so many people out here want to talk about how, oh, the women are bad, the guys are bad, this and this. And it's not fucking true. There are great men and women out here that are willing to put in the work for relationships. But because most of us don't understand what a real relationship look like, what real love look like, we're out here with these false pretenses thinking somebody's supposed to make us happy 24/7. And from that, it took from that lowest, one of the lowest points of my life, of being married. And from that, we built on. Cause I told her, I was like, I want to be a better husband. I want to make you happy. I want you to be smiling all the time. I don't want you scared around me. I don't want you depressed. I want our family to be around me. Like, I want to be able to do those things. And it took years to grow that, man. It took years. And then let's fast forward from that to when we moved to Panama. Same sister, she came to visit us. I think she spent 2 weeks with us then. And it was one of the best 2 weeks of our lives. Like, I was a better person. I was nicer. I was happier. I was kinder. I was more understanding. But like, it didn't happen overnight, man. I had to progressively move through the bullshit that I was currently in. And that's what most people are not realizing. You have to start right here, right now, from where you are in your life. And look, if it's a shitty place, hey, it is what it is. It's a shitty place. Just say, look, man, I'm in shit right now, but I'm about to clean this shit up. And that's what I had to do. I had to go through a very shitty place to get to the guy that I am today. And from that, I started doing, we both were doing marriage counseling in our own perspective from our own mentors. Cece had one that had a couple that was helping her. I was using Judge Lynn Toler. I was reading her book, My Mother's Rules, on a daily basis. I would go walk. When we were in Colombia, I would go walk for like 3 to 4 hours just listening to the book over and over and over again. And then, from what I was listening to, just applying that to, okay, how can, as Jason, I show up as a better husband today? How can I show up as a more loving husband today? How can I let her know that I appreciate the little things that she does on a daily basis? And from there, we created a routine where, if she washed the dishes, I'd be like, hey, man, I really appreciate you washing the dishes today. Or if it was a day that I was kind of tired of cooking, even though I did most of the cooking, I'd be like, hey, I would really appreciate it if you could just either make a meal for us today, or if you just decide what you want to eat, and I'll buy from that. Like, all of those little things. And then we just created a whole world of just appreciation and gratitude towards each other. And that's when the lockdown happened, like, we were living our best life happy, man, and loving each other. And that's what it takes. Like, it takes putting in work from where you are. And so I really hope you get this takeaway from this, because there's a lot of people out there that's telling you, oh, women need to do this, men need to do this. And it's not true. These people are not in relationships. They haven't built a successful relationship. They're telling you bullshit they're reading and just regurgitating out of a book. It's not how a relationship works. To get the relationship working, you have to progressively put the relationship first, to where you as an individual are a secondary character and the relationship is first. So I hope you got some value from that. Hit the like button. Share this with someone because, look, we need more information about how to be in a positive relationship, and have a great day.